GMNA uses artificial intelligence for generated speech, visuals, and production. AI-generated content may contain errors. Please verify important information before making decisions or taking action.
Good night, Montreal.
Today, the Jewish General Hospital received official university hospital designation, a step that cements its place as a leading center for research, teaching, and specialized clinical care. Quebec health officials announced the change, noting that the new status formalizes the hospital's long-standing role as a major hub for medical innovation across the province. The designation places the institution alongside other Quebec university hospitals, granting it greater access to research funding and the ability to train medical students and residents under university-affiliated programs. Hospital leadership said the recognition reflects years of investment in research facilities and collaborative partnerships with local universities such as McGill and the Université de Montreal. Patients can expect expanded specialized services, while researchers anticipate stronger ties to academic networks that could accelerate breakthroughs in areas ranging from oncology to cardiology.
The new owners of a downtown duplex have taken up residence in a small trailer parked on the property, while their long-standing tenants fight an eviction at the Tribunal Administratif du Logement. The owners filed a repossession request immediately after purchasing the building, alleging they need the unit for personal use. Tenants argue the filing violates Quebec's requirement that landlords secure a tribunal order before removing occupants, and they have lodged a formal challenge. The hearing, which began today, remains unresolved, leaving the family of the owners without permanent housing and the tenants uncertain of their future. Legal experts note that such disputes can linger for months, as the tribunal weighs the owner's claim against the tenants' right to remain until a final decision is issued. The dispute joins a growing tally of landlord-tenant battles filed in the city this year.
Emergency departments across the city are operating at more than double their normal capacity as an intense heat wave and staffing shortages strain services. Health officials report that hospitals are handling patient loads at 200% capacity, forcing physicians to triage non-critical cases. Seniors and people with respiratory conditions are among the most affected groups, with many seeking care for heat-related illnesses and exacerbated asthma. Administrators say limited staffing levels, compounded by the extreme temperatures, have stretched resources to the breaking point. The situation remains ongoing, and officials are monitoring the surge while urging patients with mild symptoms to consider alternative clinics when possible. Emergency rooms continue to see a steady influx of patients, and authorities are coordinating with regional health networks to manage the unprecedented demand. The Health Board will release a detailed response plan later this week.
Storm cells are sweeping across the province as a thunderstorm warning holds the region under alert, and a tornado risk has been flagged. Meteorologists with Quebec's Weather Service say an atypical atmospheric pattern has turned the sky a strange yellow hue, a visual cue that accompanied the surge in instability. The warning covers the greater Montreal area and surrounding communities, with forecasters urging anyone outdoors to seek sturdy shelter. Rain bands are already producing heavy downpours, gusty winds, and frequent lightning, while the tornado risk remains active through the evening. Emergency responders are positioned along major arteries, including the Jacques Cartier and Champlain bridges, to assist if conditions worsen. Residents should stay tuned to local broadcasts for updates as the storm system continues to evolve. Power outages have begun in parts of the Plateau and Villeray, and commuters report slowed traffic on Autoroute 40 as debris accumulates.
The province's health agenda moves forward tomorrow as Premier Christine Freychet is set to unveil a major renovation plan for the operating room suite at Charles Lemoyne Hospital in Longueuil. The announcement follows a provincial health authority review that identified the surgical unit as outdated for several years, prompting a multi-million-dollar investment to modernize equipment, expand space, and improve patient safety. Officials say the upgraded suite will meet contemporary standards and reduce wait times for complex procedures. Construction is slated to begin later this year, with completion targeted before the end of the next fiscal cycle. The project forms part of a broader effort to refresh aging hospital infrastructure across Quebec, aiming to bolster regional health services and support the province's long-term care strategy. The upgrade is expected to enhance surgical outcomes and attract specialist talent to the South Shore region.
Up next, police close a silver alert after finding an 81-year-old missing man. Plus more stories after the break. We will be right back.
Watch the local sunset tonight at 6 p.m. for all your local Montreal news.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad you stayed with us. Now Rachel is ready to bring you the latest local stories that matter to our community.
Quebec Provincial Police announced the termination of a silver alert earlier today after locating an 81-year-old man who had been reported missing. The senior vanished from his neighborhood in Montreal on Tuesday, prompting the province's senior missing person system to be activated. Officers coordinated a citywide search, checking local hospitals, shelters, and transit hubs while keeping the public informed through alerts on radio and digital signage. Late this morning, a passerby recognized the man near a park and notified authorities, allowing police to confirm his identity and health status. With the individual safely recovered, the alert was officially lifted, ending the heightened response that had mobilized resources across the city. The incident underscores how the Silver Alert framework can swiftly marshal assistance when vulnerable residents disappear, and how its deactivation follows a confirmed recovery.
Quebec is boosting its forest sector with a fresh injection of $24 million and a revamp of the Wood Innovation Program. Officials say the added funding will help modernize equipment, support research, and improve competitiveness for sawmills and timber producers across the province. The updated program aims to streamline grant applications and accelerate adoption of new technologies, from digital mapping to advanced drying methods. By expanding financial support, the government hopes to create more stable jobs and reduce reliance on older, less efficient processes. Small-town workshops and family-run mills expect steadier orders and the chance to upgrade their facilities. Industry groups welcome the move, noting that fresh capital arrives as global demand for sustainable wood products climbs. The initiative rolls out this week and will run alongside existing efforts to strengthen the sector.
At 3:15 this afternoon, the federal government announced the launch of a new research center in Mirabel dedicated to military drone technology. The facility will join a broader expansion of Canada's defense research network, aimed at keeping pace with rapid advances in unmanned aerial systems. Officials said the center is intended to strengthen national military capabilities and will focus on developing, testing, and integrating next-generation drones. By situating the hub in Mirabel, the project places cutting-edge work within reach of the surrounding region, potentially influencing local airspace patterns and drawing specialized expertise to the area. The announcement comes as part of a coordinated effort to modernize the country's defense infrastructure, signaling a sustained commitment to high-tech innovation in the aerospace sector. The decision follows recent investments to modernize Canada's armed forces, reinforcing a national push toward advanced aerospace capabilities.
Economist Caroline de Geyer announced today that she is leaving the Parti Québécois to run as the Liberal candidate in the Laval-des Rapides riding. De Geyer, who previously donated to the PQ and filed paperwork to seek its nomination in the Graux constituency, said her decision reflects a shift toward federalist policies ahead of the upcoming provincial election. The move places a well-known economic analyst on the Liberal ballot in a district that borders the island, where voters have long debated sovereignty versus integration. Local businesses and commuters alike will hear her platform on fiscal responsibility and job growth, issues that touch daily life in the surrounding neighborhoods. Party officials confirmed her candidacy this afternoon, adding that the Liberals hope her expertise will resonate with voters seeking stable economic leadership. Their decision could influence funding for public transit and housing projects that many families rely on.
BIXI is set to roll out a bike share system in Vaudreuil-Dorion, adding the first stations to the town's streets before summer 2027. The municipal partnership follows a series of new deployments announced earlier this season as the company extends its network throughout the Montreal region. Residents can expect a fleet of docked bicycles stationed near transit hubs, schools, and commercial corridors, offering a low-cost alternative for short trips and commuting. The rollout will be managed by the town's transportation department, which says the service aims to reduce car traffic and support active travel. BIXI's expansion strategy targets growing demand for shared mobility, and Vaudreuil-Dorion joins a list of neighboring municipalities that will soon host the program. Officials anticipate the launch will be ready for riders by the start of the next summer season.
Now let's turn to the forecast, and see how tonight's heat will shape our evening.
A deepening low, nudging upward, rides a fast western jet, keeping tonight's sky locked in overcast silence. On this date, Montreal's all-time high reached 31.1 degrees Celsius back in 2013, a blistering peak that rode the tail end of an unprecedented heat wave across southern Quebec. The record low, 13.6 degrees, fell in 2017 during a sharp Arctic dip that plunged the city into an early winter chill. By contrast, today's climatological average hovers around 28 degrees high and 22 degrees low, underscoring how today's warmth sits just a shade above the norm. The live radar screen is completely clear, no echoes stretching across the St. Lawrence Basin. With the low-pressure system edging northward and drier air slipping in behind it, the atmosphere remains stable and moisture-starved. The western jet, still blasting at 137 kilometers per hour, is steering any lingering mid-level disturbances well east of the province. In short, tonight stays dry, and I'm now turning to the broader outlook. At 11 p.m. Montreal sits under a thick overcast, temperature 27 degrees, humidity 86%, and a west wind gusting up to 37 kilometers per hour. The low-pressure center is slowly rising, allowing drier, more stable air to creep in from the north. The western jet overhead at 137 kilometers per hour flattens any lingering moisture, keeping the night dry. The UV index reads 6. Winds stay below 25 kilometers per hour through the early morning, then rise to around 35 kilometers per hour by late afternoon, still from the west. No rain is expected, but a severe thunderstorm watch remains active for Hemmingford, Huntingdon, Lacal, St. Remy, Valleyfield-Beauharnois, and Vaudreuil. Temperatures will swing from 31 to 20, then we turn to the 5-day outlook. Looking ahead, Wednesday brings another overcast day with a high of 30 degrees and a low of 18, as the lingering low pressure keeps clouds thick. Thursday clears dramatically, offering a bright sky, high 25 and low 15, giving the city a brief respite. Friday returns to overcast, high 26 and low 16, with modest breezes. Saturday introduces a chance of light rain, 70% probability, and temperatures holding at 24 high and 16 low, as a weak front pushes eastward. Sunday remains mostly clear, high 24, low 16, and only a 35% chance of showers, marking a gentle finish to the week. The pattern shows the jet stream shifting north, allowing warmer air to dominate while occasional moisture sneaks in midweek. And that's your weather. Remember, the wrap is also available as a podcast. Listen anytime on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts.
Coming up, we break down today's traffic snarls, preview tonight's arts lineup, and catch the latest on our hockey battles. We will be right back.
Watch the local sunset tonight at 6 p.m. for all your local Montreal news.
And now here's Jason with sports.
Local sports making noise on the pitch and in the front office. The Montreal Roses took care of business at home Sunday, edging the Halifax Tides 1-0 in Northern Super League play. Substitute Chloe Minas was the difference maker, converting from the penalty spot in the 77th minute to seal the narrow result, per CBC Sports Soccer. The Roses are also making moves off the pitch. The club announced the signings of Marie-Yasmine Aladou and Yves Paraset, two internationally experienced players described as high-profile additions. CBC Sports Soccer reported the signings were confirmed earlier this month. A significant chapter closed in Canadiens' history late last month. Montreal dealt longtime forward Brendan Gallagher to the Vancouver Canucks in exchange for future considerations. According to CBC Sports NHL, the deal was confirmed at the end of June, ending Gallagher's run in the Bleu Blanc Rouge.
In the heart of downtown Montreal, on a crisp Saturday morning, a modest family gathered around a kitchen table, the glow of a single lamp casting shadows on a weathered lottery ticket. Across town, in a bustling bakery in La Ville, a retired teacher sipped coffee while the morning rush swirled around her, a glossy Lotto Max slip tucked into a notebook. When the numbers were called, the Montreal kitchen erupted in stunned laughter and tears, the $5 million prize turning a modest apartment into a place of possibility, new schooling for the children, a renovated home, and a long-awaited trip to see the Northern Lights. Just minutes later, The bakery's door swung open to a chorus of applause as the 25 million jackpot was confirmed, a windfall that will fund a community center, scholarships, and a legacy of support for local artists. In both neighborhoods, strangers became neighbors, sharing hugs, phone calls, and plans for a brighter future. It's moments like these that remind us how chance can spark generosity, and how a single ticket can rewrite a story for an entire community.
On St. Laurent Boulevard, the scent of fresh bagels mixes with the buzz of 100+ comic tents sprouting like pop-up cafes. This week, Montreal becomes the stage for 2 parallel comedy festivals, The Story Just for Laughs and the newly launched Off JFL, running from July 15 through 26. Organizers have booked hundreds of performers, ranging from veteran stand-ups who have filled the Bell Center to fresh faces rehearsing their first 5-minute sets in the shadow of the historic Notre Dame Basilica. One vivid moment captured on Thursday. A teenage improv troupe took the sidewalk outside Café Olympico, turning a spontaneous rain splash into a punchline that sent the gathered crowd into uncontrollable guffaws, strangers clapping strangers on the back. That instant reminded everyone why the city's love of humor runs deeper than any headline. The festivals not only showcase talent but also stitch together neighborhoods, turning alleyways and park benches into shared living rooms. Montreal's streets will be louder, brighter, and undeniably kinder as laughter reverberates through the city. It's a reminder that humor can be the thread that binds us all.
Thank you, Montreal, for joining us on the wrap. Tonight's highlight was the relief of the Quebec police ending the silver alert after locating the 81-year-old missing man. We appreciate your trust and look forward to bringing you more stories tomorrow. We'll keep an eye on the new military drone research center in Mirabel. Stay safe and see you then.